I'm nervous as such, you know.
Having a live on the World Wide Web.
Everybody's so healthy here. By the way, Pazzi, check out the kombucha in the kitchen.
Really?
I just had one.
He is a kombucha master at home.
Okay, beautiful.
Oh, you gave it from mine?
She brought us.
Heart greetings, hello everyone.
Yes.
Are we live?
Start now.
Okay, beautiful. My name is Anna Maria Wiktoria. Welcome everybody to our workshop on healthy water, super water, and superfood, nutrition, a spiritual approach to nutrition and to whatever we put into our body. How it is actually really important to have restructured and positive energy into anything that we consume. So we are good, George? Oh, I guess we are. Okay. We're good?
I'm checking right now how good we are.
Okay.
I'm going to send you.
All right, lovely. A few more seconds.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, great. We are,
yes, we are good.
Here live at the villa, and if anybody else wants to join, we are welcoming everyone with arms open. Go through the garden. And also we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Okay, so the first question I would like to ask you is if you like to participate in our workshop today, and especially to the younger ones, just you can answer some questions, or you can try to participate when I let's make it interactive, and all the adults as well. So the first question would be, what is the biggest percentage of our planet Earth? Water. Water is in the biggest percentage. It's actually 75 to 80% water. Okay. What about our human body? Yes? It's water, exactly. So imagine that we have the planet Earth, and then we have the body. It is a very similar thing, because this is one whole organism that planet Earth is, and also our body. So it's very intelligent structure. And if you think about it, the remaining percentage of the planet Earth is land, and the land cannot exist without water. No plants will grow without water. No animals will strive without water, and of course, human beings couldn't live without water either. So would you agree that water is a crucial thing for us to live? It is, right? Yes, and that's why we need to take care of the water that we put into our bodies. And if you also test every single organ from the body, you will know that, for example, lungs are made of 90% water. So what would happen if we dehydrate the body? It will become like dust. The same would happen with mummies in Egypt. This is actually how they protected it from dehydration. And our brain is 80% water. So in order for our body to function properly, we need hydration. We can live without food 4 times longer than without water. So you can actually live on the desert, walk on the desert without the food, but if you live 4 days without water, you will not survive. These are different effects of dehydration, a lot of sickness, and basically there is no cellular communication without the water. So that's why hydration is very important. And we also have some extra water for you guys to drink, and we will treat you with water as well. George, can you take care of that?
Yes, water for the participant. Yes. Yeah, I'm sending you the link right now. So
okay, lovely. I would like to talk to you about Kangen water today, and how it is also connected with what we do in our spiritual practice. Just please bear with me 1 second. I need to share one link. Sharing
Who wants some water?
right now. Yes, sharing is caring. Okay, lovely, perfect. This is the water from the grid, right?
Yeah, this is from the grid. An extra step on it.
So here in at the Ascension Platforms, as I was doing a little intro before, we usually have a pyramid in the middle of the room, and under the pyramid we have a crystal grid, which is over here. And that is for, if you know a little bit about the spiritual work and raising the frequencies of our energies and the energy of the surrounding, you also know that with the crystal grid and a special treatment of that grid, we can actually raise the vibration of ourselves, of the energies around, and
and they connect with the Earth grid. One of the main elements on the Earth is silicon and crystal. It's abundant. So when you make the crystal grid, they connect actually with the heart of the Earth, and they create vortex and then increase the vibration in that area. And of course, when you put water, water has memory and memorize that frequency. So
yes, we're going to talk about this memory of water soon.
Where is the pyramid?
So these water containers that you see in front of you, they were actually placed under the pyramid and next to the crystal grid. So not only the water is already very, very powerful, but it's also with an extra power and extra energy from the crystal grid and from the villa here. Kangen water is product of a Japanese company called Enagic. I will share with you a short story about Enagic. Enagic was created by a Japanese gentleman. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and also explain about the meaning of you explain, of course.
So Kangen water is not a filtered water, but we will get there. Kangen water, Kangen as a word in Japanese means back to the origin. And this is what we actually want to do. We not only are going back to the origin with whatever we eat and whatever we prepare, because this water is also used to clean our food, clean the vegetables that we eat, and remove all the chemicals from it. So we go back to the origin of how it really should be. And also we are going back to the origin of how the original state, how we were born, how we were meant to be. Because when we were born, we were these beautiful, yummy looking babies that were already alkaline, because what is inside of the mommy's belly, which is the womb, inside of the womb, it's an alkaline liquid. So when we come out, we are super alkaline and we are very healthy. That's why the babies do not need more alkalinization. But later through life and through different kind of lifestyle and different diet, especially for people who do eat meat, which alhamdulillah, it's not your case here with the vegan family. But for many people and many kids, this is the case, and unfortunately, we here in the UAE are now having a World Cup session with the USA of checking who is going to win in obesity and diabetes. So, unfortunately, the UAE is in the highest ranks for that. So, through different lifestyle, different choices, better choices, we can actually make ourselves better and healthier. In Japan, it was 45 years ago when they invented Kangen water, and it went only viral a couple of years ago, when all the world wanted to know what is it that the Japanese people do that they live so long, because the Japanese are the people that live the longest among all the other societies. So they were thinking, okay, well, what does the nation of Japan do so differently? And they discovered that every second house of of Japanese people have Kangen water machine. However, 45 years ago, when Kangen water was created, the first machine was created, it was only for the purpose of healthcare for the clinics and hospitals. So, I would like to ask you if you ever heard of the term miracle water. Miracle healing water. Anyone?
Yes, in India it's very common, like, the water from a particular river or spring.
From a spring or a river, yes, definitely. There are different parts of the world, and most continents, all continents have it. Most countries have the access to it. It's usually either very high in the mountains, spring, or also Ganges River. It is healing water. And it is true, there are different places, like for example Lourdes in France, or Mexico, or Wonder Water in Germany, or the one that is close to us, which is Zamzam in Mecca. So what usually happens is people go to these places and they drink the water that is served over there, and they receive healing. And that's why it's called miracle water, because it's miraculous healing. And definitely we agree that there is a blessing on the land, but it's not only about that. There is a science behind it. And in 1950s, there was a research conducted by the Japanese researchers to find out what is really happening. Why is this miraculous water so miraculous? And they found out that the common ingredient of all this water is active hydrogen. And active hydrogen is, if you know the formula of water, do you know the formula of water, girls? H2O? Yeah. So H in H2O is hydrogen. And this hydrogen in Kangen water, or in the miraculous water, is active. So in order to create active hydrogen, it is a natural process, because when you look at it from spring or from any river that is the miraculous water source, the water is flowing. It's flowing fast, it is jumping on the rocks, it's connecting with the air, it's connecting with the plants, and the whole movement of the water is creating electricity. And that's why through electricity, it's created active hydrogen. So the Japanese researchers and doctors, they thought, okay, how can we make this water? And they found the best and the hardest and the most expensive, the most precious metals in the world, which are platinum and titanium, which are the metals from the earth. And connected to the electricity, which is the same thing as in the river, electricity, and the water flowing, touching these metals, which are metallic plates in the machines, it actually gets restructured and it creates active hydrogen. And the moment the water touches these plates made of metal, it is divided into highly alkaline and acidic water. So we can actually have different types of water from one machine. And it looks usually like this. There is a pre-filtration system. The water goes through the chamber of plates with the metallic plates. We have the titanium platinum plates over here, and it gets divided into different kind of alkaline water, drinking water, and more. I will tell you more about it in a moment, and acidic water. And all the waters that are produced by Kangen water machine are very useful, and we can use them also in different ways at the house. This is a little bit scientific, but I myself enjoy science, and I like to always know what is behind it, why is it natural, why it's not natural. And you know, there are some other ways to alkaline the water. Yeah, but our water is not only alkaline. Yes, there are ways, but what is more important is actually the antioxidants. And antioxidants, these make the difference. That's why it's so miraculous. There are many certificates. So also answering your questions from before, we have a certificate of the Japanese Ministry of Health, which is actually one of very few healthcare system in the world that is working for the benefit of the patient and it works on the preventive medicine. So you cannot buy off a doctor, and the doctors do not prescribe medicine or antibiotics because they are paid by pharmaceutical industry. In Japan, this will not happen. So that's why the first Kangen water machines were big as this wall is, and it was only for the purpose of the hospitals. But then suddenly the doctors were using it, they were giving it to the patients. The patients started healing. And then one mother or one auntie, one son, one grandma, one neighbor, they saw what was happening with these people drinking the water, and they were like, okay, what is it that you're doing? Let me try it. And they went to the same hospital. Actually, they were standing in a queue with their bottles and with their bags like this to collect the water and to have it for themselves. So at that time, 40 years ago, the manufacturers saw a big demand, and they said, okay, well, if these people want to have the access to our water, maybe we can create it for their domestic use. So this is how it started. And they created smaller machines, smaller devices to have it for the people and to have it for the nation, for everybody to be healthy. So actually, when that happened, they sold 36,000 machines in 1 week because people were waiting for it. And now, as I said before, every second house in Japan has a Kangen water machine. And even here in the UAE, we only started a few months ago. In November, we opened up an office here in Dubai on Sheikh Zayed Road. And in the United States or Canada, Kangen water is known for the past 15 years. Many people work with Kangen water. In Europe for the past 10 years. Another certificate that I can mention here, for the UAE, we also have all the certificates, but there is also another one which is very important, which is ISO. This actually says that every single part of the Kangen water device is medical grade. And this is also important when we want to have the machine in our house, which means this is safe. This is used by the doctors and by clinics and by hospitals, so it is safe. And an endorsement from Japanese Doctors and Association of Preventive Medicine. And let me emphasize that one more time. This is the only association in the world that is preventive medicine and for the benefit and for the good of people. We have 6,500 doctors. It's not 60 doctors who says, yes, it's good, and they get their benefit in the pocket. No, it's 6,500, and this is the certificate a couple of years ago. As we speak right now, it's more than 10,000 doctors and scientists who claim and who do recommend Kangen water to their patients. And among them, we have Dr. Hiromi Shinya, who is an inventor of colonoscopy and co-inventor of endoscopy, who has cured more than 370,000 patients. And he is working on Kangen water and only on a holistic approach with changing the diet. But I will get into that as well. So when we have a proof of that, actually I could stop talking right now, because if I hear that there are 10,000 of doctors of Japan, the country of people, of the nation that is the healthiest and that lives the longest in the world, then I don't need anything else. It's pure logic. Okay, and there are many, many more certificates, so if you want to know more, we can talk about it later.
You said about the science part.
Yes.
You mentioned about that the water is H2O, so what is the Kangen water, or so how it is different? I didn't get that. Like, is it dividing the H2O into something else? Because I've heard a little bit about it.
Okay, so we have a question here. What does the Kangen machine do from the scientific part? And yes, the water, the normal structure of water is H2O, and in H2O, oxygen is active. That's why the water is bulky, because the molecule of the water, if you look under the microscope, it is compound of small molecules in a cluster. The molecules of 24 to 26 all together, like a family sticking together. Because active oxygen, it attracts hydrogen, and they want to stay in a group. The moment the water touches the plates and it is connected to electricity, it is restructured from active oxygen into active hydrogen. And active hydrogen is a molecule that combines only between 4 to 6 molecules of water. So the water itself will be very light. You can actually drink and drink and drink because it is a property of microclustering. I will tell more about it in a moment. But what we drink is OH minus. It's not H2O anymore. And this is the actual state of a proper water. So also we have an example from my best friend Kazi over here, that really we should drink only the water that is coming from the source, from the spring, because that water is also in the form of OH minus, not H2O. Only later, when it stays for a long time and travels, it changes the structure. So there are 3 major properties of Kangen water, which are antioxidation and alkalinization and microclustering. There are much more properties, but I'm just going to cover these because it's going to be a little long anyway. So let's start with antioxidants. I would like to ask you if you know what oxidation is. Oxidation. Anybody? Oxidation.
Apple, that's
Yes, oxidation means aging. So when we cut an apple or an avocado, for example, and we leave it on the table for a couple of minutes or a couple of hours, it becomes brownish, or a banana as well, right? And that process of becoming brownish, it's called rusting or oxidation. And the same thing happens with our bodies. So the tissue inside and our skin outside, it also is subject to the process of oxidation. And that is because free radicals. And these free radicals, they are inside of us and outside. There are cells that are actually, they contribute to aging process. And they like to take a healthy compound, which is an electron, from the healthy cells. So that's why older people, they look wrinkled, because they lost this extra electron. And if we provide the extra electron with food or water that is antioxidant, then this extra electron is taken from the free radical from this extra electron from antioxidants, like berries, like, George, help me. Yes. We have berries, all the fruits, apples, fresh juices, spinach, all the green leaves. All, well, you the healthiest family in the world, the vegans, you know everything about
the
that.
Cacao beans, the raw cacao beans.
Raw cacao. We have all the superfood like maca, like spirulina. Ooh, I'm not a very huge fan of that, but it's just a matter of taste. Wheatgrass as well, goji berries, all the berry family actually. So what you are drinking right now, this little glass of water, and I'm just going to have a sip as well.
If you want also, you can use those to show them the, so for example, these are the cells, yes, and she was just mentioning about the microcluster. So basically they are the molecules of the water sit on top of each other and make big clusters, especially when they're stored. The more you store them, the more they get bulky, so you drink water you cannot drink. When they go through the machine pulls them and they become back into the natural state, which is hexagonal, 6 molecules. So I'm going to show you one of the shape of the 6 hexagonal. So you can see here, this how the stored water looks like, very big. It doesn't absorb in the body. Here when it becomes hexagonal, like small, like as is coming from the spring, directly from spring, you drink as much as you want, it's absorbed in the body faster. So another picture for this also, I can show you the, here, crystal. If you know about the how the this one is very important, I guess I can show you. So basically the molecules of the water, when it's pulled not in the bulk cluster, it goes into hexagonal 6 shape as a sacred geometry, as this shape, and that is a perfect shape for life force to grow through and for the absorption. And the moment you store it, it's dropped that shape, it loses that memory, and it becomes bulky and bulky and bulky. That's the whole idea about microcluster and how powerful it is that. And what she was mentioning about the antioxidant is this, the other one that I showed you. So basically, antioxidant has extra electron, and free radical, they don't have electron, they just become free radicals out of any reason she was mentioning, and then they try to take it from the cells. When you provide antioxidant, that means you're providing electron, and the free radical take that electron and don't attack the cells. Another picture for it, the water will be split between active and active ions and negative active ions, and those will be provided to the system. They have extra electron, and the body automatically get antioxidized.
We usually do not explain in such a very deep scientific way, but you asked, so we are prepared for this answer.
It's mind opening, eye opening to understand that the most important part of aging is the free radicals, and you can do it in much faster way, which is water, even better than the food, because food you still need to process. Here you are providing electricity.
And it's not even that, it's the amount of food you will have to eat. So this 1 glass of Kangen water is as high in antioxidants as if you ate 80 tomatoes. Can you eat 80 tomatoes being vegan? I know you can, but at once? Or 5 pounds of berries. Like, I love berries, but eating 5 pounds of berries, this is impossible. And you have this amount of antioxidation in 1 glass. Do we drink 1 glass a day? Or 1 only?
No.
We drink like 2 or 3 liters. Actually, being on Kangen water,
4 liters minimum.
I drink around 5 to 6 liters because the water is so easy to drink. So actually now we're going to check what is the oxidation level of all our drinks. So here, okay, I'm just going to show you one more thing over here. So we were talking about the apple, and you can see over here the tomatoes. What can you see about the tomatoes? What is the difference between the left and the right? Girls?
The other one is like very, like, more brighter than the left.
Why is it brighter?
Because of oxidized.
It's fresh.
Bravo,
It's fresh. And this one, it's rotten. It's been sitting there for a long time, right? So vegetables and fruits, they are really honest. They tell us right away, hey, I'm good, eat me. Or the other one is like, no, don't eat me anymore. I'm like, done. So good for composting. But what about the water? Is water honest?
You cannot tell.
You cannot tell, right? Because the water will not tell you, I'm good to drink or I'm not good to drink. You cannot tell because water doesn't have a color, it doesn't have a smell, and it doesn't change the taste, right? So there is a way to check what is the oxidation of the waters or what is the antioxidants of the water. And that is through ORP, which is oxidation reduction potential. And let me just tell you one thing. How we heal and how we can get better in our lives and stay younger is only, and it is a scientific proof, it's only by making new cells. And how can we make new cells? We don't go to a lab and we make, no. We make new cell through a voltage of minus 50 millivolts. So we need to eat antioxidants or drink antioxidants. That's it.
You need electricity, basically.
Electricity, exactly. So here you can see a chart of ORP. If ORP is positive, it means it is oxidized, it's aging, it's contributing to sickness, it's not good for our health at all. In that side, we have all the soda drinks, tap water, reverse osmosis water is also oxidized, and filtered water, and all the bottled water. It's oxidized, and we're gonna check, maybe today is gonna be different. So negative ORP is minus, and it's probably the first time that something that is negative, it's actually so positive for our health. Because if we have more of negative, the better, the more the better. So we have, for example, green tea, which is minus 100 ORP. All the vegetables and fruits and vitamin C is minus 100. There is something that is higher, which is cod liver oil. Sounds yummy, right? No, I don't think so. So it's minus 200, and I don't know who likes cod liver oil here. Maybe
Pill.
maybe the cod. Maybe the cod likes his liver. And we have Kangen water. My jokes are so good. And we have Kangen water here, minus 400. And let's see if this chart is really true. So this is the ORP meter. We can buy this little thing on eBay or on Amazon or Souk even. And it's by American Marine. So it is a very common thing. Let me just pour some water for you. We're going to start with Masafi. Masafi is a local brand. It is a representative of My Dubai, Arwa, and Oasis. I think Oasis is even worse. This is Evian, which is a French water, supposed to be really, really good. And also it's a little bit more expensive. Another very good water is Fiji. At the same shelf of the more expensive water. And another water, do you like this one? It's sparkling, Perrier. It's only water, it's mineral water. It is sparkling. Some people like it because the taste is different and they like to taste bubbles. This is Sprite. Do we have any soda drinkers here?
They're gone.
They're gone. They haven't arrived yet. This is Sprite. It's a representative of all the soda drinks like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Fanta, I don't know, Mountain Dew. But we are using Sprite. It's because it is transparent and we need to see the colors. And our Kangen water in the moment. I just took it fresh from the machine in the kitchen. We can see it later. So
basically, Anna now will measure how much electron available for antioxidant and how much electron not available, lacking, that means is causing oxidation.
Let me see. Okay. So please help me and tell me what you see. What's the number? 277, 80. Which means that on which side of the chart is it? On the plus. If there is no minus at the beginning, it means it's plus.
That means already lacking electron.
Oh, it's already lacking electrons. Already.
It will be free radical in your system already.
Yes.
That's the understanding.
Which means that it's contributing to sickness and aging.
Yeah.
This is Masafi. Okay. Let's check our Evian. Maybe this one is a little better. Oh wow. It's actually 300. So
long story, right?
Masafi, it's coming from here, from Dubai, so perhaps it didn't travel that far. But Evian, it is a very good water at the source. But the moment it's packaged and shipped and it stays in a warehouse for a while,
Plastic.
and in plastic, we're gonna get there. Hold your horses. So with this packaging and then shipping and staying in the warehouse, and then probably this water might be 1.5 years old and you don't even know that. Because how can you know? Is there an expiry date on the water bottle? No. Okay, let's check Fiji. This is also another one of the expensive waters. Very similar to Evian, 300 plus, right? Let's see Perrier. Should be a little, I was gonna say it should be a little more, is it?
Yep.
410, 12, okay. So Perrier is just mineral water. It is just mineral water, but it's sparkling. So it's even more oxidized than normal. Let's see Sprite. How much is it? 500. This is so oxidized. It's not gonna be like you drink it and then straight edges, straight wrinkles. I can see the wrinkles. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna put it down here. Pour some Kangen water. And now, ladies and gentlemen, can you tell me if you can see? Maybe I just put too much. If you can see any difference in the waters? You cannot tell, right? They are all transparent. Let's see. What happened? What happened? Did you see what happened? It became minus. Minus how much?
Minus 700.
That's a good one. Minus 760.
I think I cleaned the machine very recently.
700. It means that it's even twice as much than in our chart. So if the minus 400 equals to 80 tomatoes, so now with this one glass, you are eating how many? 80 times 2? 160, yeah? Okay, good. All right, that is our little antioxidation test. And can anybody tell me how else can we bring antioxidants to our body?
There is another way.
Master.
Yeah, they said the grounding, walking on the grass and the sand, you circulate the free radicals and you charge yourself, and that reduces inflammation. And there is a lot of study about that. That's another way also to do that.
Also, because free radicals, they become more active when we are in the right environment for free radicals, which is big pollution, a very noisy and fast-paced environment, and a lot of radiation, which means a lot of different electronic devices around us, and all these big antennas for TV and things like this, and UV. So all the fours equal Dubai, isn't it? We have pollution, we have a fast-paced environment, a lot of stress, we have UV in the big time, like 360 days a week, a year, and voila. Chemicals, definitely, and whatever we eat. And when we have fresh fruits and vegetables from on every corner in Dubai, right? We have we have a farm store, and the farmer is delivering. No, everything is imported from different countries. So just like water, it is aging, it is contributing to our sickness. Okay, cool. Now, going to the pH tester, pH chart. So we were showing to our guests before the pH chart, pH scale. We have from red to purple. The scale is, whereas 7 is neutral. Neutral is a nice color, and going into sickness and acid, and going into alkaline and healthy, which is blue, violet, and dark purple. So why? So here we have a pH tester. Is this enough? This pH tester can be bought in any pet shop or at a pool, when the pool people, they come to test the pH. Also, we can order it online. I'm just going to use a couple of drops to check. What is the pH? I hope I have enough. Nice. So please, I need help of my audience today. What colors? Ladies and gentlemen.
We have green and blue and yellows and oranges.
And orange. All the rainbow is here. Yeah. So Masafi, we would say, what is this color? I can't really recognize. Let's maybe add one more drop, or maybe not.
Done, finish.
One, I would say that it's greenish, yeah? Greenish, so it would be like around the neutral pH, around 7. How about this one? Is it the same color?
Maybe a little bit more alkaline.
Maybe a little bit more alkaline, exactly, which is a little bit more blue, and it is because Evian has minerals, and minerals also add into alkalinity. And that is why it is a little bit more alkaline. However, it is still oxidized. What about Fiji? Similar to Masafi or similar to Evian?
A little bit.
Yeah, okay, very, very similar. So it's also a step like that. And then, yeah, what is this color? Yellow, right? Is it yellow? Yeah, very acidic. And the winner is, as usual, our soda. Very acidic. Actually, the acidity of any soda drink equals to the acidity of the liquid that we have in the car battery. So inside the car, to to put the liquid inside, like you open the mug and it's the same acidity. And we drink it voluntarily and we pay for it. Crazy. All right, let's see this. If we have enough. You can do it.
Yes.
What's the color?
It's very alkaline.
It's a very alkaline. Okay, let's see. Yes. Now even the pH tester became alkaline. It's purple. And that's why our bottle is also this color. It's just a little hint for non-believers. So yes, purple. And this alkaline, it will not be at the end of the chart, because also drinking too much alkalinity is not really healthy for our bodies. We have to bring the alkaline state by drinking alkalinity, but not too much. So everything in balance. And I would like to ask you some questions, like, why is it important to be alkaline and not acidic? Why is it healthy to be alkaline and not acidic? Do we know? Or we just think that it's nicer color, no? Well, in 1923 and in 1931, so in 1923, the doctor, very famous doctor, Dr. Otto Warburg, he discovered the real cause of cancer. Does everybody know what cancer is? Okay, it's a disease. It's a very, very serious illness that we do not have a cure for. The humanity haven't found a cure for cancer. And when people are diagnosed with cancer, they usually go through multiple surgeries and also through chemotherapy, which is another pharmacologically invented therapy that is also super expensive for people to try to kill the cancer, which is the illness. But what that therapy does is that it kills all the bad cells in the body. But that is good, right? But also at the same time, it kills all the good cells. Everything. So that's why people, after that, they look very, very sick, and only 2% of those people, they actually survive. So this doctor, in 1931, received a Nobel Prize for a finding that cancerous cells are acidic and healthy tissues and cells are alkaline. So he wrote a thesis called The Metabolism of Tumors, and he demonstrated that all forms of cancer are characterized by two basic conditions, which is acidosis and hypoxia. So in order to get sick, we need to have this acidic environment. And in order to be healthy, we need to bring this acidic environment into alkaline environment. Okay, but you might ask me, yeah, but I'm drinking Masafi and I think it's good, you know, but okay. Let's see what's going to happen if you have 1 sip of Kangen water. Please don't blink. You're becoming alkaline. Let's see what's going to happen with Evian. More alkaline. Gigi, more alkaline. Okay, now I want you to observe very carefully what's going to happen with Korea. See the colors? Changing, changing, changing. Did it change? But it tried, right? You could see the different color for a slightly second. That was trying to change into alkaline, but this is so powerful, this is so acidic that it couldn't change. And let's see our Sprite if there is anything. Not even a slight bit of change. So actually, all right, for those people who like the soda or who like their Perrier, we say, okay, don't worry, we have a solution for you. You need to drink 32 cups of Kangen water to neutralize, not to make it alkaline, to make it blue, to make it green, to neutralize 1 glass of soda. 32 cups for 1 cup of soda. Okay, and what about those that actually, yeah, okay, I'm already drinking my alkaline water and I am a vegan and I like my healthy lifestyle and breathing in the fresh weather. Somewhere not here. So once in a while, if I have a Perrier or if I have a Sprite, what was going to happen, right?
Let's see.
Let's see. This is original Sprite. We're going to have a sip of this into our alkaline body. This is what's happening. Okay, that was the original Sprite, right? This is already diluted with Kangen water. Half of it already Kangen water. What's going to happen with this one? Same thing. It's only one sip. And we have a rainbow of acidity, voila. So the cause of cancer and sickness described by the doctor who received a Nobel Prize, people. He received a Nobel Prize for this discovery. It's all of this which we drink, and we think that we are giving good things to our children and to our families. But the truth is, well, maybe not really. So, yes, cancerous tissues are acidic and healthy tissues are alkaline. The next property I want to speak to you about is the microclustering. We mentioned it a little bit already. So microclustering is about the cellular structure of the water. The molecules are big in normal H2O. So when you drink a lot of water, like for example, if you drink this whole jug of water, which is normal H2O, how would you feel? How do you feel when you drink a lot of water? Like if you drink one full bottle.
I've never drunk water in one
Really?
You wouldn't feel very well.
You feel like you can't eat, for example, right? Because you are already full. Your stomach is full, and you sometimes maybe you feel a little bit bloated. I used to drink 2 liters of water every single morning in my preparation for a yoga teacher training. Every single day I had to drink that in a squatting position in order to cleanse my body from inside, to go to the toilet, and to be ready for meditation. So I used to drink that, and I cleansed, and I showered, and I was perfectly fine to go to sit in the meditation. And then I sit in the meditation, and I'm like, this big belly, and sitting uncomfortably, and thinking, oh my God, I want to go to the toilet. You know, I couldn't stand it. Every 5 minutes I had to go to the toilet. My belly was this big, and I was thinking, oh, very nice yogini with a big belly. But this was only water, and the water, because it's bulky, it bloats our body. But if you drink Kangen water, which is restructured, the molecules of the water are in a cluster, like this beautiful shape over here, hexagonal shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, molecules of water all together in a cluster of hexagonal shape. Then this is where the best part begins, actually. So how about I invite you, YogiGeorge, to our stage over here, and to tell us a little bit more about the experiment done by
Masaru Emoto.
Yes, by Mr. Emoto.
Super. I love this experiment. So basically, because here we teach in Ascension Platform more about spirituality and life force and energy and chakras. So we're always interested to understand how the life force flow more flowy, more open and more strongly through what kind of medium. So we know, for example, when we breathe, we connect with the nature, the energy flow faster. And water, a lot of experiments done on it, especially from researcher in Japan, Masaru Emoto. So the name is Messages from the Water. I will going to find the name for it. Yeah, found it. So basically something called, he wrote a book, he's done a lot of experiment on hidden messages in the water, and he found that the water can memorize the frequency of the environment around it. And that's how the water can be either healing or poisonous or toxic. And they discovered that if people done prayer or positive thought or nice music even, the water will memorize those frequency and will give this beautiful shape when they are giving the crystalline shape of the snow. So they freeze the water and look at it as a molecule, and they found that it will be this beautiful shape. So basically, when the water comes from the stream, from those healing streams around the world, Zamzam, or in France, what they call it, Lourdes, the water runs inside the stone and the mountain, and it stays in the hexagonal shape. So when they froze it, without even need of prayer or anything, so they call it blessed water, it has a property. The property is it's in hexagonal shape, which is the sacred geometry that we know. The Metatron cube, the sacred geometry of the mathematic, that's hexagonal. So they realize those are the hidden messages from the water. When they are in hexagonal shape, they carry more life force. The life force will go through it much powerfully. So when you have the water or bulk, it doesn't run, it's dead water, it's not running life force in it. When you have the water, for example, blessed or prayer, or in an atmosphere that has high vibration, it restructures itself back into the hexagonal shape. Or what they discovered, the Enagic or the Kangen water was back to origin, is when they run electricity, super powerful charge, similar to the earth stone, the water will dissolve from being bulk and come back free to reshape the hexagonal shape. So as I showed you earlier, this is what the water, when it's stored, it becomes bulky, and when it runs through the electricity and become carrying more life force, we call it crystalline. The water becomes crystalline. And when we charge it with the crystal, or with prayer or positive thinking, we found the water will absorb that energy much faster and longer period. And that has become like absolutely like healing water. Mm-hmm. So another picture, hexagonal. This is how they look when they look at it on the microscope. Please look at the book called Hidden Messenger from the Water from Dr. Masaru Emoto, and you'll understand all this concept about the life force, hexagonal shape, the sacred geometry. Everything is sacred geometry actually in the structure.
Hidden Messages from Water
by Masaru Emoto. It's a Japanese. If you put Hidden Messages on water, you find it immediately.
Hidden Messages from Water, Masaru Emoto. So, do you remember from the beginning of our workshop, what is the percentage of water in our bodies? 75 to 80%. And the brain? 80%, yes. So, Masaru Emoto had this experiment of having one jug of water in one separate room and another jug of water in another separate room. And in the first room, he was playing classical music, beautiful sound, and he, together with other students, they were saying to the water beautiful things. I love you, you are beautiful, you are blessed, you are healing, you are healthy. Beautiful, beautiful words, beautiful intention. And then, in the second room, the music was really loud and very bad, like poof, poof, poof. And everybody was saying exactly the opposite. I hate you, you are bad, you are naughty, you are not good, you are negative, all these negative things. So after a while, they checked under the microscope what was happening with the water, and the water from the first room, the I love you beautiful water, was in the shape of snowflake, in a beautiful shape of hexagon. And the other water, you couldn't even find a shape. It was like very dull. There was no shape. It was very ugly. So what they were saying, you are ugly, yeah, it was ugly. And when they were saying, so now think about it. It's water, right? And our body is 75 to 80% water. Not only what we drink, what we eat, but what we say to ourselves and what we listen to from the outside, this is what makes us how we are, what humans we are. And here comes a spiritual approach, vibration, because water is affected by vibration, and our voice is already vibration. So that is changing the structure of the water. And another thing is sound healing. So this is what we do here on AscensionPlatforms Villa, is sound healing. People think, oh, it's just relaxing, nice music. No, it's vibration. And water in the body responds to the vibration. So if you hear this beautiful vibration, the whole body is restructuring.
This is
You
one
want to
picture?
show us
Yes.
the...
So this is exactly what she was sharing with you. This is the experiment. When they have the destructive thought and destructive environment, the crystalline of the water was completely destructed and corrupted, like this. And the moment they start adding, here they call it visualizer and positive thinking and positive environment, the water gain the restructure of the sacred geometry. And just to share about the sacred geometry, how important, you can see this one. This is how actually the fetus and the egg grows. It grows in sacred geometry shape. So everything in the structure is
Which
sacred
is
geometry.
the baby in the mommy's
Yes.
belly.
And also in the universe, you see many sacred geometry, which is
flower.
2, 4, 8, 16, up to the 64, and those are the number of the sacred geometry. That everything is structured in that shape.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So from just a technical point of view, I would like to show you that our water is really microclustered. And can you tell me, how do you usually make your tea? Yes?
You boil more than.
Bravo! You boil the water. You know, sometimes I find people take this so seriously. It's such a difficult question. Yes, you boil the water. So, this is not boiled. Okay? It's not hot. You would like to check? Here we go. Hot? No. Okay, room temperature. Let's try to make tea. It's not really coming, right? Well, maybe if we're gonna stay here all day and try to make tea, it will become a different color. But what about our Kangen water? This is also not boiled. You would like to check? Confirm? Okay. Please have a look. What happened? I made tea, yes. I love this girl. She's such a good student. Here's our tea. Who likes green tea? Green room temperature iced tea. Would you like to check? It is green tea.
Try to see
Please.
if it's green
You
tea
can
or just
smell,
coffee.
you can... Yeah, green tea.
So what is the cause?
So, because the water is microclustered, it can actually penetrate through the tea bag and make tea, because it goes inside and pushes out whatever is infused in the tea. So now imagine that this tea bag is your body, and the moment this water goes inside of your body, it goes into every single cell of your body drastically and immediately, and pushes out all the toxins and stays in the cells. So when we talk about detox, which is also a very important thing on our diet and in the healthy lifestyle, we are not talking only about the detox from nutrition and from food, but also detox on a cellular level. And if you know a little bit about nutrition, and if you are interested in this topic, you should know that detox on a cellular level is the most important thing ever. So not only we can achieve that through diet and through our water, but also through fasting. Fasting is the answer to cellular detox, and also definitely water, because too much fasting is then dehydration and death. So balance. Okay, now I would like to, okay, enough of the tea. So that is our, very big problem. This is a favorite topic also of George. Plastic. Okay, good. So most of these bottles are made of plastic. There are some of them that are glass, and glass is better than plastic, that's for sure. Do we recycle plastic here in Dubai?
I do. We have to find a place to actually use the plastic.
I am from Europe. For the past many years, we are under European Union, and European Union has implications on recycling and distribution of the trash, which it is completely not regulated here. And I know for sure that actually in India there is a big problem about that as well. I don't know about Argentina. Also. Yeah. So not only recycling itself, it is a big thing. And in many countries, like for example China or recycling, they would receive bulks, which I'm talking about ships filled and waste from other countries. Can you imagine? They are shipping on a ship trash to another country, and that to make something new from the trash. For example, to make material to build the streets. This is called recycling. So but what if we cannot recycle? And most of the bottles are grade 5 or 6, which means it cannot be recycled. So even if we put it in the right bin, which I think maybe here it's not available. In Europe, it's in every single neighborhood. Every person has his own recycling bin. In here, you actually have to make a trip and go to the right place. And I think there are only 3 places in Dubai. Hopefully, it will come up more and more. But what is the solution? And I don't know if you heard or dreamt of Bali. Have you ever been to Bali?
We have been planning for it for a year.
Oh, really? Amazing.
And the volcano came, and then we
yeah, so volcano is a normal thing, you know, it's a natural disaster, and it's not that bad, by the way. But what about human disaster? I think it's even worse than any volcano, because if you actually put Bali in Google Images, you will see beautiful island, beautiful beach, and then in the sea, you see floating plastic. It's a beautiful paradise. We can do it in Dubai.